Hello there, it's Laurel Stender, your graphic designer, touching base with you on the exciting design project we're working on for a gift for your cousin, the Prince. I've been doing quite a bit of research and development since last we spoke, and I'm really excited about the way that the ideas are beginning to take shape. As you outlined, it's important for this project to be both teaching and challenging, and I think I can make an artifact that is sure to be a source of inspiration for the Prince as he begins assuming his royal duties for years to come. I know that the Prince has a strong sense of social responsibility, and he's going to bring this perspective into his new roles as a leader and as someone who inspires a nation. This gift will not only draw on the Prince's backgrounds, strengths, and interests, but will also serve as a reminder for him to always focus on the betterment of the country and ultimately of the world around him. I know that the Prince has a particular passion for the issue of global warming, and he has a strong feeling of responsibility to protect his country's natural resources and economic exports. These resources bring a great sense of pride to both the Prince and the people that he represents. He also recognizes that climate change is affecting every part of the world and that we must all work together if we are going to make significant changes in our carbon footprint and begin to stop the damage that we have done to our planet. I have always felt that people are more deeply motivated by positive emotions than by negative feelings. So I want my work of art to remind him of the beauty and wonder of the world and how important it is to live a life that honors this amazing and diverse place where we get to live. Rather than focusing on scare tactics or speculative predictions, I want this project to provide information, but also to provide a sense of awe. I want it to be both beautiful and interesting to look at, revealing something new every time he interacts with it. I'd also like it to be a conversation piece that he can use as an opportunity to teach others about global warming and its effects on different parts of the world. That being the case, I thought this gift would best be utilized if it were something he could keep in his office. It shouldn't be too large in scale, but should be able to be seen easily, not hidden away on a shelf somewhere. My idea for the project is to create a handcrafted globe which typographically illustrates what different parts of the world contribute in the form of natural resources, exports, and technologies. Though the Prince and his advisors may be very familiar with their immediate geographical surroundings, they may benefit from learning about how they are connected to places that are very far away. As an artist, I'm excited to go on this journey of research because there's much for me to learn about how we are all interconnected. And I've also always been fascinated by how geography, politics, and history seem to overlap in interesting ways. The shape of this project is very important. The sphere has been used in art and culture for hundreds of years as a symbol of the cosmos, of wholeness and totality, of unity, and of power. These are things that are all fitting for the Prince to contemplate as he makes decisions with global significance. Because the sphere is also a symbol of the cyclical nature of life, I think it provides a good opportunity for me to create something that's both modern and timeless, something that will cause the Prince to pause and reflect on how our decisions can affect others, sometimes in ways that we don't always realize. The subject matter of global warming seems to lend itself to a textural piece, something that can be turned and held or walked around. The problem of global warming is multifaceted, thus the solution should have different angles to it as well. I'm looking at many different mediums for the construction of this 3D globe, but right now I am most drawn to elements that have an organic makeup. Paper, grapevine, clay, and wood could provide interesting opportunities for graphic exploration. I've also considered using the element of light, making the globe double in function as a lamp. The delicate simplicity of Chinese lanterns have always intrigued me. The structure of these would allow for the layering of type with paper and printed images. Take a look at this example of a lantern made up of tiny paper umbrellas. I love the textural quality that this brings, as well as the way the light plays off the color. making it almost look like stained glass. Here is an example of a map that was turned into a globe in a very unconventional way. Folded first in an angular pattern, the construction of this map actually renders it unreadable in the traditional sense, but provides a really unique textural experience for the viewer. Since I started research for this project, I've been noticing spheres everywhere I go. I snapped this photo of the lamps in my local salon on Saturday. I really like how the paper flowers are formed into a sphere by small protruding pieces of wire, suspending them together in a balanced and harmonious way. The use of light here helps to highlight the paper's delicate qualities, creating volume. Although I don't plan on my piece being quite so symmetrical, I love the way the sphere is constructed with a simple geometric grid. I could see using a similar pattern, except suspending various sizes of paper to make up the countries of the world, for instance. I think the color palette for this project should incorporate some use of the blue hues normally associated with the ocean and the green hues normally associated with the land on a map. I think this would help it to be immediately identifiable as a globe and to add interest to the piece. I also want to add warmer tones to suggest the dryness of an increasingly warmer world. This will also contrast really well with the cooler tones of the blue and the green. As far as the typography goes, here are several examples of typographic application to spherical shapes. In each of these designs, the type is turned on a grid in different directions to create rhythm and visual interest. This will be key in a successful solution to the design problem. While the use of grids are very important in design, the ability to break out of the rigid squares to create dynamic compositions is paramount in producing a visually engaging design piece. Considering the unique shape of this piece, I've chosen to draw inspiration from David Carson's work in his approach to typography. Often creating rhythm through layering, Carson energizes his work through youthful and playful neglect of traditional design standards. While some of Carson's work would be too experimental in this context, I think he brings an edginess that's important when engaging a younger audience. As far as fonts go, I've chosen to primarily focus on the typeface universe. Commonly used for signage in airports and subway stations around the world, it goes well with the map theme of this project. In addition, universe is easy to read and comes in a variety of different weights. This makes it a great choice for layering in the way that Carson often experimented with type. I also wanted to show you an image I found where a Swiss-style font was used in conjunction with a handwritten text to create a really rich contrast in texture. As I begin putting ideas to paper, I may experiment with this approach as well. Finally, the packaging will be key in this piece. I want to use it as an opportunity to explain the context of the gift and how it relates to the issue of global warming at large. This may come in the form of a small brochure or a card, or it may be printed on the base of the globe if it ends up being a freestanding sculpture. I hope this has given you a clear idea of where I plan to go to create a powerful narrative through the use of a sculptural globe. Please don't hesitate to contact me with any questions about my mood board, and I look forward to hearing your feedback soon. Thank you.